So welcome back. Hope you had a good break. We ended right here. Feet just a little bit apart. Gently sinking the soles of your feet into the earth, reaching the roots down. Breathe and lengthen the spine. Imagine there's just a little bit of a tug from heaven above, that other gravity that pulls us upwards, that lengthens your neck. And relax the shoulders. We're going to go into a short series that is designed to open the heart, open the mind, and then open up to the earth beneath us to combine those energies again for the creative forces. So let's start here with our hands crossed over our chest, and just imagine that as you open them up, you are opening your heart, and as you imagine where your heart is in your chest, and your arms come backwards, shoulders relaxed, feel the ribs opening up, giving just a little bit more room for your heart, a little more room for you to breathe, a little bit more room for your heart to beat. And as you inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale, keeping your shoulders relaxed. There's a little bit of a temptation to inhale with those shoulders up in the air. Just let the inhale come right into the center and open up from the top to the bottom of your lungs. And then exhale. Inhale. Open up that whole area of rib cage all the way around your heart. Just feel it opening. And exhale. Just the tiniest bit of stretch. Inhale. More like you're allowing the breath to open as opposed to trying hard to stretch anything. It's just an allowance. Allowing the chest to open. Allowing your heart threads to pick up the energies around you. Open with the inhale and close. Open. Again, shoulders relaxed and close. And let's land with the hands here, again covering the heart. Bring your hands down to your waist. And from here, we're going to keep opening the heart by just imagining you can take, remember how earlier we were taking our hips in circles? Take your heart in circles. So rib cage forward and stretching it outward and then tucking it back in into the side of the circle and the front of the circle. Like you've got a big hula hoop just surrounding the area of your chest around your heart, and you're trying to reach it all the way in the back, reaching the hula hoop to the side, reaching the hula hoop to the front and to the side, and just feel how that opens up all those little muscles around the rib cage, and then go the other way and breathe with your movement. Chest forward and to the side and to the back. Forward, side, and back. Round and round. And just feeling that whole area around your heart being released for bigger heart expression than ever before. Many things in our lives that give us the sense that we need to shut down, close that heart up, and it doesn't serve any purpose whatsoever. The only purpose we have here is to open our heart, so go for it. And then come back to center, let your arms come down to the side and close over your heart. I'm going to invite you to do a little practice that is designed to wake up the inner workings of your brain, kind of brighten it up, lighten it up a little bit. When it gets a little foggy and you feel a little bit like you need a wake-up call, this one is a really nice one to wake up your brain. Again, feet in a comfortable position apart, knees soft, spine lengthened. And I'm going to start teaching this by showing you a hand gesture to help you focus in on what we're imagining, and then we'll let go of the hand gesture. So we begin by imagining that you're bringing sunlight into the front of the head, like right here in the forehead, right into the center of the brain, as if you could inhale sunshine and then exhale sunshine out the top. Now inhale sunshine from the top right into the center until you're starting to feel a ball of sunshine forming there, right around the center of the brain. And then exhale out. And then inhale that sunshine right to the center of the brain. Exhale out. I want you to imagine that you can do this without your hands telling you, reminding you what to do. So inhale into the front of the forehead and into the center of the brain. Brighten up that light inside and exhale out the top. Inhale back into the center of the brain from the top and exhale out the front of the forehead. Coming in and out. Do this a couple more times without the use of your hands, just the use of your imagination. And imagine with each inhale of the sunshine that ball of light is just going brighter and brighter right in the center of your brain. And lest we work up too much heat in the middle there, we don't want that engine getting overheated. We're going to switch it now so that even though you see me outside here right in the sunshine, we're going to imagine the darkness of a deep, dark night, and that there's a moonlight just hovering over the back of us, right near the back of our heads. And so now imagine moonlight coming into the back of your head, right into the center, and then exhaling that moonlight out the top. And then inhale the moonlight right into the center, and exhale out the back. Inhale moonshine right into the center of your brain. It's a much softer, cooler light, and exhale out the top. Inhale the moonshine into the center of the brain and exhale out the back. And then you can just let the hands rest down by the side as you continue inhaling into the back of the head. The moonlight, gentle, silvery moonlight in the dark, dark sky and out the top. Inhale and exhale, and keep that up for just a little bit longer, feeling the coolness of the moonlight inside of your head. Alrighty then. And now we're going to add one more that allows you to bring the head and the heart together. In the tradition and language of Qigong, where the Chinese culture and language has a word for the heart and the mind, it's all one, heart-mind, they're not separated. We're going to just imagine that that's the way we are, that our heart and our minds are just one. And in doing that, we'll have a gesture to remind us of that. And the gesture looks like this. As you exhale, you let your arms down and make a big circle as you inhale. And land with one hand on the heart and one hand on the forehead. And then let the arms come back down again. And inhale up. And this time you go the other way. One hand up to the forehead and one hand to the heart. And exhale. And this time when you come up and inhale, the other hand to the forehead and the other hand to the heart. They are one. And then bring them together as your arms come down. Exhaling and then inhaling up to one hand to the head, one hand to the heart. Now, I have a grandson that just, I don't know, loves that dab gesture, so he likes me to do it like this. And that's just fine. Let's do a little dab. Exhale, and then as you come up and inhale, one hand to the heart, and the other head to arm for a dab. And then exhale, and inhale to the head and the heart, and exhale, and inhale up to the head and the heart. And one last round, exhale, and inhale up with the head and the heart, and land with your arms crossed over as before. So, it may seem obvious to you in the world of creativity, we have a lot that goes on in our heart. Our emotions get poured into our paint, get poured into our acting, get poured into our song. And in the same way, we have a lot that goes on in our mind, gets poured into our poetry, just as our heart does. Our mind gets poured into our music, just as our heart does. And there is another source that we draw upon in the deep, dark quiet of the night. The earth energy is a very deep, dark energy. And I want you to just imagine that by stamping your feet, just little tiny stampings of your feet, imagine somewhere inside of you there is a drum beating, and you're stomping to the drum beat. And you could do more heels, really slam those heels down, whatever's comfortable for you. You can get down a little lower and tap those feet quietly. Just imagine that in this stomping, in this foot stamping, you are activating the energy of the earth coming up into your body all the way through the other energy centers. Stamping your feet, stamping your heels, stamping faster, that drum beat inside of you, creating a rhythm. Breathe with the stomping. And as you do this, I want you to notice that there's a very particular part in the bottom of your feet, right in the center, that if I pointed to the bottom of your feet, it would be here, just under the pad. And up the back of your heels, if you take a circle from that center point and up the back of your heels, up your back, you're working with kidney energy. And kidney energy is thought of as the energy that we dip into deep in the night sky. And that this is the energy of the chrysalis, where the darkness is the place where the seed grows, where the darkness is the place that the creature grows. The darkness and the silence is where many, many pre-thoughts, pre-visions happen. It's the source. And so imagine now that you've cultivated some of that deep kidney energy, and it's energizing you in a deep, strengthening way. And use this to stand in a meditation for a few moments, feet about shoulder or hip width apart. And earlier we did a meditation time with our hands down. We're going to bring our hands up a little bit. You've got a little more energy worked up from that kidney drum beat. And let yourself settle in, knees soft, a little bit bent, so you feel like you're tucked into the earth. Your tailbone is tucked down, your head is lifted, and your hands are relaxed. And from here, begin to pay attention to your breath. Slow, deep breaths, sinking the breaths down into the feet, into the earth. Letting that circulate through your body. You might even notice there's like a little circle of energy going through your hands here. From your heart to your hands. And that nice, fresh wash that your brain has had, giving you a sense of clarity and peace, openness and readiness. And during this time of standing and breathing and letting go, you may choose to close your eyes, or you may just find a point somewhere several feet in front of you to let your eyes gaze softly. Use the experience of your breath, the feeling of your breath moving in and out, as a way to stay present in the moment, quietly. And even as those outside sounds build, it tunes you in ever more to the quiet inside. And now I'm going to invite you to one more round of creative movement. But this time, what I want you to think about is, I know that all of you have seen people performing Tai Chi, whether it's videos you've seen of people in the park, or what was that movie, Calendar Girls, the women in England up on the hill doing their Tai Chi practice. And most everybody has a mental image of what that looks like. And what I'm going to invite you to do is to just pretend that you have been taught and practicing the practice of Tai Chi all of your life. And it just comes naturally to you to lean into the weight of one foot and then pick up another and lean into the weight of another foot. Stepping outward, stepping around, finding your own inner Tai Chi, and use your slow-moving balance, your intentful steps, as a way to remain focused and balanced while you create the movements that are your own inner Tai Chi. You can make things up. You can make it more like your own dance. Or if you know some Tai Chi, go right ahead and take some of those movements and use them as repetitive movements, gently flowing, and then making up something else. Be in touch with where your body wants to move, how, in fact, there is an inner energy that moves in you when you move, and that there is also an outer version of that. So that as I am moving my hands through space in front of my body, that's part of my energy field, getting stirred up and energized and rejuvenated. And then we're going to bring this to a close, allowing yourself to come to a stop and letting your hands gently come down, letting go of any extra stuff that you want to let go of. Let it compost in the earth. And I would invite you to find your own inner practice. There are many, many practices of Qigong and Tai Chi that are prescribed and this is supposed to be for this, and this is supposed to be for that. And yet I find that one of the best practices is finding your own inner creativity around where does your body want to move, how does it want to move, and that there is so much that gets expressed by first being quiet, listening to your inner silence, and then discovering that inner impulse, and then learning to express from within. And I hope you enjoyed our session today.